Hi everyone, my name is Raz and I love all things Lord of the Rings. I have read all of the books, including the Silmarillion, and the movies are huge comfort movies for me. I am a 14-year Lord of the Rings online veteran. It's actually the first video game I ever streamed. So when I heard about Tales of the Shire, I eagerly awaited a year for it to finally come out. So I streamed the game for about 4 hours, you can find the VOD here, and then I played an additional 4 hours off stream. So here are my first impressions after the first 8 hours of gameplay. First of all, the character customization is actually really good. Now, it's no Baldur's Gate 3, but that is an entirely different game and an entirely different graphic style. The only thing I wish is that there was some more hair color options. But come on, you can customize your hobbit feet. So far, all of the quests are really fun. They're pretty short except for that first book one, and they feel pretty rewarding. I really enjoyed getting to know all the different villagers, the characters. They all have different personalities, desires, and lives. And it really makes the world feel real. It makes the Shire feel very real. The intro and tutorial were very nice. They weren't too overwhelming. The world itself is adorable. I like the stylized graphics, and while I do think they could be a little bit more refined, I do like them overall. So the fishing. The fishing is fun and easy. One thing I hated about Stardew Valley is I found the fishing to be incredibly frustrating and hard to get a hang of. It actually almost made me rage quit the game. But fishing in Tales of the Shire is very easy to get a hang of, which I think is huge. Now, here's where the game really shines. The cooking and crafting system. It's clearly where the developers focused on the most, as it's very polished, well done, and not too tedious. Much of this game revolves around cooking, which I love. I love cooking meals, finding the different ingredients, and sharing meals with hobbits. Hands down, this is my favorite part of the game, and it is also clearly the part that they wanted you to focus on the most. The next thing that I loved the most was the hobbit hole customization. It is incredible. Tons of stuff is already unlocked for you right out of the gate, allowing you to really dive into making your own home yours without having to worry about a huge amount of progress in the game to get your home exactly how you want it. You're also given a lot of free furniture and decorations right out of the gate, which I think is huge. And going along with that, the pantry already has 500 slots for you immediately. There's no story progression to unlock a larger pantry. I feel this is so lore friendly too because, of course, a hobbit, even just starting out, would have a huge pantry. Alright, now we're gonna get into the things that I disliked / the things that I think could be improved. Okay, so please, for the love of Gandalf's beard, we need a mini-map or compass. Navigating the world is incredibly annoying without one. I never know where I am in the world without looking at the map. They introduced this bird system where you're supposed to follow these birds to your destination, and this is super cute and super immersive, but in practice, in my personal opinion, it falls short. I'm constantly opening and closing the map just to figure out where I am. Slowly over time, I've figured out where I am just by looking at the land around me and remembering landmarks, but I never know which direction I'm facing. I never know if I'm facing north, south, east, or west, so we really need a compass or a mini-map to help us navigate the world without constantly opening the map. I'm not saying get rid of the birds. I know a lot of people love it, but I think in addition, we need a mini-map, or at the very least, a compass to show where we're facing. Now this next thing I know is a big deal for a lot of people, but for me it's not as big of a deal. There's no voice acting in here, which I think the game really could shine with voice acting, but I wasn't mad at it. It's not that big of a deal to me. I certainly would love it if it was in there, but again, I'm not unhappy, and I know a lot of folks feel differently, but I'm very neutral about the voice acting. Lastly, the exploration. It can be frustrating sometimes. You're not really allowed to freeform explore the world. You're kind of on set paths. You can't jump down small little hills. And for whatever reason, they block off the entire south side of your hobbit hole. So the first time I tried going home, I fell asleep outside because I couldn't figure out how to get to my house, and the map was trying to direct me through a blocked off area. Starting out, you can only approach your hobbit hole from the very northernmost side. I think this was a mistake. I understand that there are outdoor areas in your hobbit hole that you probably have to progress through the story in order to unlock, but come on, they could have at least made a little pathway through these blocked off areas and then maybe just like blocked off the sides or something, instead of completely blocking us from being able to approach our hobbit hole from any direction. I think this was a huge mistake, and I think that is probably one of the most frustrating aspects of the game starting out. And kind of going along with that, there's only 2 fishing spots. We need more fishing spots, and I would love if we could fish wherever we want. There's so many cute little nooks and crannies and areas around the world that I would just love to find my own personal favorite fishing spot and just sit and fish for as long as I want. Overall, while this game has some quirks and its minor frustrations, every game has that. Even my favorite games like World of Warcraft have things in them that I dislike or wish I could be changed and improved. What's important is that I loved the core gameplay loop. I enjoy existing in the Shire and in the world, and I really look forward to playing this more. It's the perfect, cozy little game to relax with. I hope to make more content about Tales of the Shire in the future, so make sure to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and subscribe to see more. Alright everyone, I'll see you next time. Bye!